Welcome, everyone. We're going to take a quick look at SAP's latest release of Asset Manager, version 2105, that just came out in June. It's got some new features for technicians, as well as some supervisor features that we think will be pretty useful to our customers. You may notice that I'm running in dark mode now. This dark mode support came with this version. It can be very helpful for users who are outside or somewhere that's really, really bright, and also somewhere that maybe is dark. Gives the user the option to pick this alternative view and get whatever's the best viewing method for them as they're looking at the information. Another nice new feature is this slide out menu that's on the left hand side. It gives you an alternative way to navigate the application instead of having to scroll down on the main screen to get to the notifications or the orders or the links to things. You can bring this menu out and just click on it and navigate anywhere. One of the other things I like about that is you can drill in pretty deep wherever you are and still slide that menu out and bring yourself back to maybe look at notifications, orders, or come back to the top level overview screen. One of the other features that's pretty big change in this version is the inclusion of what's called Supervisor Mode. And there's two parts to this. One is as a technician, and the other is when you're a supervisor. And right now I'm working as a technician. You can see in the middle part of the screen there, submitted orders. There's two orders that I've already worked on and submitted to my supervisor to take a look at. And if I want to do another one, I can simply come into the orders, find the order that I want to work on, go ahead and start it, like I would any other order. I can go through and take readings on it, put my parts on it, do all the work like I typically would do on an order. And then when I'm done, when I click the end order, there's a new option in here, I can hold, but instead of completing, I can request review. And when I click on that, it's going to set this work order up to send it to my supervisor to look at. I can simply say, okay here. It's going to prompt me to put in a note. And maybe I can say, everything is done well. And go ahead and click the done button here. And now it's going to ask me about time, which I'll skip for now. But it's going to go ahead and submit that work order to my supervisor for them to review. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause for a quick second, shift gears into supervisor mode, supervisor's view, and be back to show you how that works. All right, here we are now logged in as a supervisor. Previously I was in as a technician, but I flipped my mode here so I can be a supervisor and show you some of the new features that I think will be helpful to supervisors in order to free them from the office and allow them to spend some more time in the field closer to where their folks are working. If you look in the middle of the screen, you can see there's a work orders pending review section. When we were in the technician mode, we submitted that work order for the supervisor to review. This is where the supervisor can see those, and they can go ahead and just tap on one of them and see everything that the technician entered, any confirmations they did, operations they completed, parts they may have used, any of that sort of thing. And then when they've looked at it and they're satisfied with it, they have the option to approve the order or reject it. And I'll approve this one in just a moment, but if I was to reject it, it would send it back to the technician, allow me to put a note on it, and then put it back on their mobile device and allow them to finish up or do whatever it was that I thought they needed to look at if I was the supervisor. But in most cases, I probably would approve. And here it gives me a little question, right? So I want to approve the status, and this will go ahead and complete the work order. And I'll skip the time entry piece because I think everyone's familiar with that. So this ability to review work orders really gives the supervisor the ability to, take a look at these things and kind of manage the workflow while they're out in the field. The other piece, which is really nice in here, is the ability now for the supervisor to see all of the orders for all of the technicians who may be working for them, and also to be able to identify work that's not assigned and select that work and go ahead and assign it out. So here I picked an order that wasn't assigned, and now when I hit the start order button, there's a new option in there, which is assign. And if I click on that, it's going to allow me to pick from the list of technicians who work for me and go ahead and say, I'm going to give this one to Dan. Picked his name. I could put a note in there if I wanted to, but I'll go ahead and click the assign button, and now that order's been assigned to Dan. So another feature in here that really helps the supervisor while they're out there in the field and not having to go back to the desk all the time to do everything. So that concludes my overview. Appreciate you watching. If you'd like some more information, please visit us at evorait.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.